Hi and welcome. Now, what I'm going to share with you in the next 3-part series is actually Helen Tarrant property. People keep asking me, now, what exactly is a set and forget property? What is it meant to do in your portfolio? And what is it that it looks like? So I'm going to show you as my next 3 parts, because I've just recently done a webinar where I've dissected 3 different properties in the same town and how they're so different, and the type of lending you're going to need, the type of mindset, and also the type of criteria these properties have. So I'm going to share that with you, and I'm going to share them in 3 parts. So let's start with part 1, which is about set and forget. What is a set and forget property? What are the characteristics? How much cash flow is that going to give you, and how that sets you up for the next deal? So let's check it out, and I'll see you after the video.
Right, well, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us on a Monday. Today we're actually talking about extracting value out of your commercial property. And I think one of the things I want to kick off, Greg's prepared a presentation of it, is I actually want to show you 3 different types of deals. And I want to show you 3 different types of deals in the one town. And the reason I want to show this to you is because I want to talk a little bit about being prepared, both mentally and as well as having the income and all of the team ready for those deals and what it takes. Because one of the things that most people get mixed up about is actually that they want a set and forget deal, but secretly they want an uplift deal. Now, you can do that if you have $3, $4, or $5 million to spend. But you won't be able to do that if you have a budget of $500,000 or $1 million. In order for you to get to the next level, most of you have to start either with one or the other. And it actually a lot depends on your servicing, your mindset, and actually whether you're ready for it. And I actually want to show you this so that you actually get to see whether you're actually ready to take the leap into one or the other. And I think this is really important because there's a lot of debate about which direction people take. And a lot of times you want it all. We all want it all, but it may eventuate in 2 or 3 properties rather than just one property. And that's really why we're here today, because I see this angst in the questions that come up, that are emailed to me, and when I talk to people about their strategy and I talk about the cash flow, there seems to be this undecidedness of which way to go. So without much ado, let's have a chat. Let's show them the first property.
All right.
Where are we?
I'm not sure. What? Hang on. Wait a minute.
Yep.
Which one is the first property?
Well, it's none of these. Oh, it's this one. Okay.
It's there.
This one.
Enter full screen.
All right. Yep.
Oh.
Right, so what I'm going to talk to you today about is actually about 3 different properties in town. So it can be any other town. It can be Rockhampton, it can be in Brisbane, it can be in Sydney. And the reason we talk about the 3 of these properties is because they just happen to be in the same town, but they have significantly different features. So we're trying to compare apples with apples, and we're going to try to talk about the 3 different types of properties that you can look at and get into. And this will probably get a lot of questions from people, especially if you're not sure and this is your first commercial property, whether you are going to, which one are you actually going to be buying for your first one. So the first property that I'm going to show you is a property in Idalia. So this is a part of Townsville. It's a newly developed area. So let's get them to see the IM. So this is information memorandum. Knight Frank, for most of you know that they are actually they're a national company. So this property is actually a physio. So let's see, it's a physio downstairs, and it has, so everyone can see that screen.
Yeah.
Yep, fantastic. Great. It has a physio on it. It's ground floor, office space, retail, professional. So for most professional tenants who are in allied health or medical type tenants, this is the type of property they will be looking for. So ground floor, retail, but used for office space. Great exposure in terms of advertising, and they're basically moving in, fit out, and they're there for the long term. So next door, we've got a chiro, and I believe that the one after that is getting tenanted with possibly a dentist. So it's 145 square meters, which is pretty standard for your allied health type of tenants, they go from anywhere from roughly about 120 to anywhere to 160, 170 square meters. So that's very, very standard for your type of allied health. It's usually for them to be able to allow them for anywhere from 5 to 8 practitioner rooms, depending on if they're doing individual sessions, and also a breakout room as well. So this property here, we'll just enlarge this a little bit. You guys can see that. So it's the lease started in 2016, ends in 2026. It's got 2 options of 5 years. Its net rent is $84,000. The tenant pays absolutely all the outgoings, 3% annual increases, etc., etc. So very standard, very plain lease. This is possibly what we call the most boring type of property. But it is a property in... Sorry, I'm going to... Oops, sorry. It is a property that's in a area where it has allied health. You can see that aged care facilities across the road. There's some medical around there. There's still quite a bit of green fields that's still being developed. There's still some stadiums. There's stuff that's still happening in this area. So this is a relatively new build. There's lots of gentrification that's still happening in this area as well. So basically now the IM finishes and it's just an offer to purchase form, which is sort of your pretty standard offer to purchase form. So as you see, this is a very, very straightforward set and forget. Whether you're buying it at an 8% yield. So what does this fetch, this property? If it was in, let's not talk, and this is disregarding whether it's market rent or beneath market rent or above market rent. This is just talking about what would a tenant like this fetch. If this tenant was, a tenant on a 6-year lease, allied health, ground floor in a gentrifying area, if this was in Sydney, this will be a 5% yielding property. If it was in Melbourne, this will be a 5% yielding property. Every day of the week, they'll sell it at 5%. In a stress situation, you'll get 5.5 for it. In Brisbane, you might be able to get 6.5, depending on the location of it. And if we're going out fringe, we're talking, outskirts of Brisbane, Ipswich, Toowoomba area, you probably get a 7. If we're going out regional, you're getting at 8, and if you push the envelope, you might get 8.5 at best, because you've got a solid tenant, you've got a longer lease term, and every bank who sees it loves it. Write this deal every single day of the week, regardless of the situation. They don't care whether you're in your 40s sleeping on your mother's couch. And
she does realise that I could turn her off with one button.
There. I can still talk. Anyway, so they don't care what your situation is. If you have the deposit, the bank will do the lend, whether it's inside a self-managed super fund, outside of self-managed super fund, joint ventures, unit deals, whatever it is, they'll do the deal. This is the most boring standard deal the bank will write every single day of the week, and they love it. They love it because it's very, very low risk for them. They know that if this tenant was to leave the area and the supporting tenants, they'll get a like tenant. They know that this type of property itself, as the area changes, will hold its value. They understand. They know that you can't go and change this property. So it's very, very secure and easy. And it's easy for valuers to value because all they have to do is look at the per square meter next door, look at a few blocks away, and it's very, very easy for them to value. So
just quick pause for a
yes.
second. I'm sorry. Heather's just said no sound. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Has everybody else got sound?
All good here, Heather says. Maybe restart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, great.
All right. So
Thank you.
One glitch. All right. Sorry, Heather. Do a reboot.
Yeah. So I think, so this is your set and forget. This is your classic set and forget. And all this property does is it fills your portfolio with cash. So you can't...
And your bank account.
Yes, your bank account, yes. And you don't expect much more from it. So if this property was giving you an 8% yield or an 8.5% yield, like let's say it's $1 million, so it's 84,000 and something. And at the moment, the rate is 4% on $1 million, that's $40,000, 84,000. You can clear $44,000 in positive cash flow for this property. And that's really the simple equation. It gets as simple as that. If you need cash flow in your portfolio, this is the property. And yes, for those of us who have a medium risk level or high risk level tolerance, this is all, this is boring. You don't want it. You look at it and you go, why? Why would I need that in your portfolio? The reason you need this for your portfolio is if you already have residential debt at the moment, if your portfolio is already negative at the moment, or right now, if you don't have any servicing left because you've leveraged or you're self-employed for whatever reason, this is the deal for you. This is the type of deal, and you have to go out and find exactly the same deal day in, day out to be able to build your portfolio up, because they won't look at you. They don't care about you. They just care about the deal. And so this is your classic set and forget. And the mindset behind this is really about, do I need cash flow in my portfolio? If I look at my spread right now, am I negative $20,000 or am I positive $20,000? If your portfolio is negative by $20,000, then this is the deal for you. Because until you get to neutral, you're always going to have a servicing problem if you want to buy something else. So that's the kind of deal. And that hopefully will give you some clarity on where you are at, because I know everyone here, and we've got about 40 or so people, almost 50, 47 people here.
Everybody's got used to us arriving late, so they showed up late and we were already here.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So if you are looking, and that's, if you're just looking for cash flow, you do this deal, rinse and repeat this deal until you have enough cash flow in your portfolio to either replace your income, to help you with servicing, help you move forward to the next deal. And as boring as it might sound, this is the type of deal that will forever it's the type of deal that creates the anchor in your portfolio to keep it moving forward. And especially also if you have a lot of equity, but you can't tap into it. So, if you have $1 million in residential equity, but your income is not high enough to tap into, you need a deal like this to be able to add more to your income, so you can add more to your servicing, so you can draw down on your residential equity and you can go again to the next deal. So this will actually help you move forward towards your goal. So every time we look at a commercial property, we always go, is this moving us forward to our goal or is this moving us backwards?
So I hope you enjoyed that video. Just a quick snapshot of what it is. You see, in every town you can find set and forget deals, you can find uplift deals, you can find partially vacant deals. They're all part of your journey. As long as you know what your outcome is, you can go out and start looking for those properties. So join me next time when I'm going to show you the partial uplift property. So the simpler version to get into a uplift property, and then I'm going to show you as a third episode the full uplift property if you were going in and you're looking at a full value overhaul for a property. So I look forward to seeing the next episode. In the meantime, click subscribe and the bell, and if I can help you with anything, go to helentarrant.com and reach out to me on the contact us page. Bye.